So using this to power a small fridge earlier and it just stopped working. Hold the power down. Nothing happens. Does nothing. Howdy people, welcome back. This Max Oak Bluetti, this is the EB150 and this is the power station for my van here. And we'll turn this here and there's 3 buttons. I think that's the top one. We push this button to turn the unit on and unfortunately nothing happens. It died, and I got a partial refund from Bluetti for this because it's actually a discontinued model. They don't have it. They don't know the parts for it. Whatever, blah blah blah. So we're going to open this up, and I am no expert at electronics, but we're still going to open this up and take a look inside and see what we can find. So let's do it, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I will take those off, and I don't have a screwdriver bit for that, so Allen wrenches it is. There we go. The feet are made into the bottom of the white plastic, so you have to lift it up to get this to come out. But from here, we can open this up and we can start looking inside. I just noticed looking in here, if you look, this model is made with 18650 batteries, where the original Bluetti EB150 was made with LG pouch batteries. So that is interesting. Taking all the screws off the back. Again, look down here. That's the feet. This is looking in the back side of the unit. Your 220/240 fan. Just like your inverter side. And this is your DC side maybe. To get into here, you take these screws here. You take these screws out, and then this will slide on the track. Come to the other side, this screw out, this will slide on the track. Still on the back side, just because that's 2 Phillips and looks easy to remove. This looks like it slides up, but actually if you look at that, it's kind of moving the whole battery pack a little bit. So we're going to be careful with that, I guess. Now I've taken for the AC, I've taken the wires loose. And that's for the fan. I've taken that loose, so this whole piece is now out of our way. We are back to the front, and we've taken out this screw. And this screw here goes into the extruded frame. And that will allow this whole piece will slide front to back. Of course, it still has a lot of wires on it that we have to free up. But you can see right there, this is the inverter. We're going to pull these out, and this just slides down. That just slides to connect. And this was also the battery here. We've taken these 2 bottom screws out here, and the battery pack still doesn't move, but this piece moves. So we may have to take all of this out, and this piece right here may lift up. But before we do that, we're going to see if we can't pop that back piece off the back side. So we're going to turn it around again carefully. There we are back at the back. Again, that's the battery. This tab right here, where the shiny is, it slides down into here, and it slides down into here. That has to lift up. It has to lift up and come out somehow. I'm just going to have to do this gently, because it's also attached to this piece here. But it's not attached to anything. I think we just have to slowly maneuver this piece up. So I'm going to try that. Not made any headway with that yet, but we do have another battery, positive and minus here. So we're going to take those apart and we're going to test that for voltage. Okay, so there you go. 16 volts are coming from that. I think that shows that a battery pack is good. Let's dig more. We've got a little bit of movement on here, and we're just trying to pry and wiggle and pry and wiggle and pry and wiggle slowly, but it is slowly. Okay, that came out of here. What? It's just stuck in there on the side. Okay, so that's a plate. You can see a little more of the battery in here. Now this piece here, this slides up all the way through the whole unit. So it does look like you have to take the, this is the DC, and this is the AC. Looks like you have to slide these out the front to get that to come up. So let's turn it back around again. We've taken screws out of here, here, also back here, and here. You can't see it because this is pulled forward a little bit already, but we have to see how much of this, they come together. You have to see how much of this is going to pull out. I do believe we've disconnected most everything that I could see from the battery. No, there's still some cables in there. And that's again from the back side. But this is the inverter. This inverter is almost, you can't really see that because it's really in your face. But this is out. That's a big, huge heat sink that sits right on the aluminum casing. But there's some wires. If you can see back in there, this one back here is really tight. This wire here is really tight, so we've got to unplug that one from the board right here. So I'm going to see, okay, this one just unplugged. So I'm going to work on this one here at the bottom. I'm sure my hand's in the way. That is unplugged. There's a gray data cable. Unintentionally came unplugged. But you've also got the wire back there that's got the yellow, white, blue, red, black. That also is going back down into the battery. So we'll have to see. But my main goal is to get this piece of metal out of the way right now. So we have those cables are out of the way. And this is our battery pack. It's slid a little bit forward, but it's heavy. But it's coming out. And that is a heavy battery. And here on the side, this is our BMS. And these are fuses. That's a 50 amp fuse, 50 amp fuse, 50 amp fuse, 50 amp fuse. We can put the multimeter test for connectivity or continuity on some of these things, some basic different heat sinks, MOSFETs, yada yada, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna poke around with this for a while. Okay, I'm trying to put the multimeter in frame without blocking the view, but that's kind of hard. But we've got negative, positive is 1641. This is looks like coming in, and this is going out. Negative, positive, 1641. So the battery bank is 16 volts, and the inputs and outputs through the BMS. Inputs, outputs looks good. So maybe we can mark that off the list. Checking the fuses. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuse has continuity. That's all I know to check on this BMS board. Separated this from this heatsink, and I've tested those fuses, and those test good. So still no answers. Okay, well that kind of wraps that video up, and it took 2-3 weeks to get everything resolved with Bluetti for the warranty claim, and since that was almost out of warranty, they basically offered me $200, and then I could try to take that $200 and go get it fixed somewhere locally, whatever. So the next step after this obviously is to drive around and look for somewhere that might be able to fix their technology. It's not going to happen. I will check the places around here, but it's just going to be wasted time and wasted gas. I already know that. That's pretty much a given. I'm going to try to salvage the battery out of that Bluetti and probably just do a DIY system. And to give you an idea, okay, so that unit that unit, what's available now, like through Bluetti as an example, for the price point of that one, you're getting like a third less battery. If you spend twice as much as I did on that one, you'll get something with a little bit bigger battery, but not twice as much battery. Their products are becoming more expensive, like everything else. Some of that is, you know, new technology. You get wireless, Bluetooth, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Bigger inverters, yada, yada, yada. The reason I bought that one is because it has the 1500 watt hour battery, and even like the AC 180 or whatever it is, I got like a 1000 watt hour, and this has 1500, but it's a couple $100 more, I think. Anyways, so we're going to see where we go. If we can get something fixed with that, we'll do that. More than likely, that'll be used to reuse the battery, put it into another system. And if you watched a video I just recently did where I built a lithium battery, you know, from cells, that battery was built with a BMS, everything matched to that Bluetti for extra capacity for that Bluetti. So now I've kind of got to reconfigure and change everything because that obviously is not working anymore. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, share, any of those fun things, and we'll work on getting back on the road, getting life sorted out, and all that good fun stuff. All right, take care. Bye.